Okay, so all you guys know, this is an inside the waistband Kydex holster. I will bring it to the tabletop and show you some close-ups, features, pros and cons, and some innovative features added to this holster. But my question to you is, what's better than one Raven Concealment Morrigan holster? Two. Okay guys, today we're going to take a look at the Raven Concealment Morrigan holster. So to start off, I am wearing it right here in the appendix carry method, the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock type thing, and it works fairly well. Later on in the video I'll explain the mounting options and stuff like that, but as you can see, my belt line is right here and I have it mounted rather high. The reason for that is when I'm moving around, if this holster was mounted lower, it would start limiting my range of motion. So one of the benefits of this holster is having that ability to mount it high or mount it low. For appendix carry, it works surprisingly well. Personally, I'm not a big advocate or fan of appendix carry, but I know that's kind of the new thing. A lot of people are doing it, and I've tried it, but it's just, I'm not a fan of it. But I decided to throw it on appendix carry to show you that it would work for appendix carry, because I know a lot of you guys do. So as you can see, I have a Glock 43 mounted appendix. I also have a Raven Concealment Morrigan holding my Glock 19 in my standard 4 o'clock, 4:30 position. As you'll notice, this one is mounted quite a bit lower, and later on in the video I'll speak more of that and why that is. But as you can see, it works for appendix, it works for kind of be, right behind the hip. You could use it strong side too. It's more designed for the 3 to 6 o'clock, 3 to 5 o'clock position. And again, if you're left-handed, it would be this side. I'm just wearing a light Under Armour t-shirt, and if I pull this tight, it does print a little bit, but loose, especially if you have a cover garment, a vest, hoodie, jacket, something like that, it's not that bad. I won't say that it completely disappears. I will say this holster is really comfortable in this position. Back here just really disappears. I can't tell if you guys can see it or not, but it holds tight to the body. It's solid. It's comfortable in the aspect that there's not sharp corners and hardware poking me inside. So I'm going to take these off real quick and bring them to the table. Okay, so now that I have them off the belt line, I'll speak more about the details. So first off, they're pretty much identical, just for two different guns. Like I said, the one with the gray grips is the Glock 43, this is Glock 19. They come in most of the standard Glock sizes. I believe the Smith & Wesson M&P, possibly the 1911. One advantage is they do offer light compatible holsters in some of the models. So for the Glock 19, Glock 23, Glock 17, stuff like that, they offer a holster if you have the Surefire XC1, which I'll probably be buying in the future. And for the Glock 43, you can buy a holster that's compatible with the Streamlight TLR6. First off, some of the differences you'll notice over a standard holster. I can get them both in frame. So this one up here is just kind of a cheapo from Amazon, and this on the bottom is the Raven Concealment Morrigan holster. The first thing you'll notice is this is right hand only. So it has the soft loops, sharp, if you can see, sharp corner. The edges are sharp. The other thing, like I was saying, is it's right hand only. So if you're a lefty, make sure to get a left hand version. What I mean by that is you can only mount the loops on one side. The other thing, like standard holsters, is the retention screw here. Now, this screw here I actually replaced. This is kind of a standard style screw that is used on almost all holsters. And the reason I replaced it, it's kind of a funny story. The reason I replaced it is I started to see rust and discoloration on the end of the screw, right there, and kind of all around here. And my theory, it seems pretty easy to come to this conclusion, but what I'm thinking is just body sweat and wear, my body wearing against it, clothing wearing against it, kind of rub the coating off, mix moisture and mix salt and sodium in with that and dirt, and it wore the coating off just enough for sweat and salt to get in there and start doing its magic and start discoloring that, which was kind of concerning to me because, if this rusted out and you're carrying this, then you lose retention. So with the Raven Concealment Morrigan, there's a couple changes. First, it's an ambidextrous holster, which I think is a huge benefit. So I have them mounted for right hand carry on this side, but there's holes here to mount it for left hand carry. The next advantage is the Velcro one wrap. Now, this is trademarked, it's Velcro, and pretty much what it is a double-sided Velcro strap. You can buy this at home improvement stores. You can use it for cable management in offices and stuff like that, computer cables. That's what this is kind of designed for. So if this was to ever wear out, you just go to your Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, buy more of this, cut a piece, and wrap it around here. Some people might have concerns about this coming loose over time. Guys, Velcro is really strong stuff, and this has stayed tight. Since I started carrying it, that was the first time that I unwrapped it and rewrapped it. It stayed tight the whole time. So pretty much how it works, as you heard, it just clicked in there. You find the end of this Velcro one wrap, which it's right here. You undo it, and this is how you adjust your retention. So I'll put it really loose, as you can see, and if you can hear this, it's a rather loose fit and not a secure click. So, and that's not a good thing, but some people do prefer that. If you want a more secure, I'm going to just crank really hard on this, and don't be scared. This Velcro stuff is rather strong, so you pull it, okay, and now if you can, okay, it's a lot more secure, but it's not to the point where you're going to have a hard time drawing this. It still comes out smooth, but it has a nice solid click. No rattle, that's not something to even worry about. A couple other things I like is if you can see the profile of this, it'll be hard to pick up on camera, but right here and right here there's a bump out on each side, and what that does is when it pushes against your body, as opposed to it being straight, when this bump pushes against your body, it torques the top of the firearm in towards your body, if that makes sense. So if my hand down here is, say, your leg or your thigh, when you tighten your belt up, it cants it like this, okay? And not that drastically, but as you saw when I was wearing it, it holds really tight to the body and very comfortable. I want to talk about price real quick. Like I said, this one in the back from Amazon is $39.99, $40. And what you get is right hand only or left hand only. You get sharp edges, those nice edges that will just dig in and cause discomfort throughout the day and over the long term. Like sharp edges, you can always fix that. You can sand it or file those down, but you shouldn't have to in a production sheath or production holster. If you can see the shine right up here, okay, and see the difference here, this rounding here, that's called attention to detail. Feels glass smooth. So the price on these are $50 or thereabouts, sometimes a little lower, sometimes higher. And then if you get the light compatible models, they normally run $10 more. So you're looking at a $50 holster compared to a $40 holster. So for that extra $10, and you know, most of the holsters you'll find on Amazon will be pretty much identical to this. Sharp corners, not the best attention to detail, but a little bit cheaper. They'll have your normal retention screw. They'll be right hand or left hand only. These have they're ambidextrous, so left or right hand. They have a superior retention system. They have greater attention to detail. All those things added together, in my opinion, make these holsters a lot better, especially if you're working on a budget. Real quick, I like the packaging. It's nice. It's not a blister pack or plastic and stuff like that. It just comes in a nice oversized box. I believe they were packed in like a plastic bag. And one more pro I want to get to. So this holster here, I found this before the video, came with this plastic clip right back there, and this was $40, and then I spent another $10 getting these soft loops. That's just what I use on my holsters. These ones come with soft loops, so when all said and done, buying this and the holster, it was $50. This was $50, but it already came with the soft loops. Soft loops, or maybe people call them different things, is pretty much like a thick nylon covered in rubber. Doesn't soak up moisture or sweat or anything like that. They have one-way snaps. As you'll see, multiple holes here, and as you can see, this one I have set the lowest, which means the butt and the grip of the gun will be closer to your belt line, which sometimes means it's easier to conceal. Another thing is with larger, heavier guns, you have most of your weight right here, so having that close to your belt line reduces this motion when carrying. This one, as you can see, I have on the lowest. So if you can imagine, my belt would be right here, and it's quite a bit higher. And like I talked about, that's because I use this for appendix carry. So having this as high up as possible reduces discomfort. So you pretty much have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 8 different combinations that you can carry it. Straight up, cant, high, low, middle of the road, Goldilocks mode, stuff like that. So I don't want to make this video any longer than I already have. To summarize though, these holsters are really nice. I've been using both of them. Some, just for kicks, I have carried both at the same time, but in my daily life, I only carry one of them. I kind of switch back and forth. What I'm saying is, for the money, these are some of the best bang for your buck holsters. You're not giving up quality, is the biggest takeaway from this video. Raven Concealment's a really good company, a really good brand, and I own some of their products. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, but until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you like this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up below. If you have this holster or have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And again, we thank you for your support, and just stay safe out there.